congratulations again to you, Sentinels, for winning quite handily over 100 Thieves. We'll get started right away. So raise your hands if you have questions, and I will call on you.
Guys, so undoubtedly you're the best team in North America. I think you've proved that, very easily. I'm just wondering, how do you think 100 Thieves and Envy will perform internationally? Do you think they're strong teams and can realistically contest the Masters trophy?
I think they're both good teams and they'll like do pretty well in Berlin. I'm confident both the teams have good like players and lane experience, but I don't think they're gonna be able to contest the trophy because we're there.
Okay, dude.
That was pretty alpha.
Okay, dude.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just, this is for Shazam. I was just wondering how it feels to play in a qualification tournament, especially these last two games, where we really know nothing about the tournament you're qualifying for in terms of seeding or format or really anything outside of the start date in the teams.
Yeah, we have no idea what the format's gonna look like or really anything. So I mean, with things up in the air though, like, obviously when people know seedings in like certain matchups, maybe they'll like change how they play in a seeding match. But when you don't know, you kind of just want to play for the best seed. So like you get the best possible scenario, hopefully.
Going off that, when you're in to these, final two matches and you're already qualified for Masters, how much how much of your kind of preparation and play is about, maybe scouting out what, 100 Thieves is playing and what they're doing and getting VODs and figuring out what you need to work on? How much of what you're doing is that as opposed to, just kind of playing the win?
Anyone else want to answer, or should I just keep going? The prep is like a small part of it. I think the biggest thing is like us just talking to each other. Like I'll do the prep on my own, and that just kind of helps me for like calling and like telling people about like important things they should recognize. But outside of that, like we're just really good at talking with each other about how to adjust or things that might be weak and how we should improve on it. And I mean, that at the end of the day, that's all it takes. If you're able to talk to each other and like fix your problems, then you'll continue to win.
Hey guys, congratulations again. With you guys having already secured your spot in champions just via VCT points, pretty much the only competition, well, not pretty much, the only competition you guys have left now is just international competition. And based off of your first run in Iceland, you guys went undefeated, didn't drop a single map. Are you guys worried that there's going to be more targets on your back? There's going to be more scouting, specifically people coming up with game plans, directed towards you. Are you guys concerned about that at all, or preparing for that at all?
I would say, I think with the way we play, we're not normally too worried about people anti-stratting us. And if they end up actually like getting a counter for us, we just end up playing like way slower, or we'll change the pace and do something we've never done before. So I think with our style, a lot of the international teams can't really like have a hard counter for us because we're just so on the fly that even if they come up with something one round, we could just do something next round. So I'm not worried about that. But I think in terms of like the international competition, I would say the European teams are definitely still like really good. In my opinion, that's what one region will have to look out for a lot, for sure.
I had a question. Which team do you guys think is going to be the hardest right now? I mean, you are the champions, you have been undefeated, but which team do you think is the hardest to play against right now?
You got that, Mike, or what?
I got it. Sure. I'm a fan of Gambit and like Vision Strikers. That'd probably be like the hardest. I mean, Ascend's really good too. Probably like the #1 seed out of like Korea and Europe will probably be tough, but I'm still confident.
Despite already defeating 100 Thieves, how do you think they will fare against the rest of the competition in Berlin? And this goes to any one of you who would like to answer.
Tyson, dude. Tyson, what do you think? Listeners, what do you guys think about this?
What do you guys think about 100 Thieves?
I mean, I personally think they have a lot of work to do, and their comp is not good on any map. So they need to figure out their like hero pool situation and get everybody on the correct characters to have a chance at winning.
Okay, I personally think that like 100 Thieves, they'll have a good chance at being like most regions. I think the hardest region for them would also be EU. So That's what I think.
Yeah, this is for sick, but anybody can chime in, I guess. I was just wondering, since we don't really know the format for Masters 3, what would be your preferred format for the international tournament?
Preferred format.
GSL group.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm just showing up. I'm showing up on the day. Format don't matter. It's gonna go crazy. I mean,
GSL group.
the
is
thing is,
definitely the
yeah,
best.
the thing is, groups are definitely preferred because wasn't Iceland just bracket, like
Yeah,
just
I was
playoff
straight
bracket?
into the
We
Yeah,
bracket.
we got to buy.
yeah, that's
That's
weird. But a
exactly.
groups would be nice for sure. Yeah.
Good seeded groups would be the best way to do it.
I think ideally the first seed out of every region gets a pick who's in a group going down. You know, I think that'd be cool.
This question's also for Sick. You were the only other person than Steel to play KO this tournament. So I wanted to know kind of your take on how he fits into, team comps right now and picking him over, say, a Sentinel like Steel does, or like over a other flex character like you would.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we started banning Ascent right after that KO match that I played, so you can see how confident we were. But nah, I mean, in scrims, KO was pretty good for us. I think I was having a lot of impact in scrims, but when it came to the match, I was just out of position a lot, and I was able to help my team with his utility. Because, like, in theory, KO is a really good agent, but in like practically, I don't think he works out very well for our team, especially just because when we have we don't have two duelists, sometimes it's kind of hard on a lot of maps to like entry to the site. So we're gonna have to rethink that comp. Maybe I'm not sure on the KO, but we'll see. Maybe we'll keep trying him for a bit.
Hi, this question is for it can be for Zoms, but anyone else can answer as well. Just because he talked about 100 Thieves compositions. One thing they've been running this event is their triple initiator with Sky and KO and Sova. It had a lot of success against FaZe. It did pretty well against Xset, but pretty much wasn't as effective as well toward you guys. Is there anything what about your comp specifically, or about their play style, either your comp or your play style, that gives you guys a good advantage over that kind of composition?
I don't think our comp has any advantage over their composition. I think their composition is just like not how the game should be played, and you're missing utility that's necessary that you need in the rounds and that they just don't have. So, like, especially not running like a Sova on Breeze or something and running like Viper Omen instead of having a Sova. There's like no point to play Omen over Sova.
You guys have, played through all of the challengers and masters brackets this year. Do you feel the VCT format ever gets repetitive, doing the same style of tournament each week and month? Do you want it to be any different, or do you like the consistency of doing the same style of bracket over and over again?
I actually think the format is awful. It gets really tedious, and there's a huge gap between when teams play. Especially with like this stage, the challengers won, all the top 4 in challengers won, made top 4 in the challengers playoffs, and so they played really early on. They qualified, and then for 3.5 weeks you didn't watch the teams play, and so then the focus becomes challengers 2 teams, and then you jump into challengers playoffs. Not only is that like kind of weird because the best teams qualify and they just sit around for 3 weeks, but then like they're also not getting like match time, and I think that plays a factor as well. Like the teams that play matches sooner is like more beneficial than just like sitting around screaming all day because it's not nearly as productive. I think they should restructure it in some way for sure.
So just building off that about the ideas of format and structure, and this can be for Shazam, but this can be for anyone, if Riot were to come to you and say, hey, redesign the format for the first stage of next year, or even for the entire format of next year, is there anything that you particularly would want to see?
I'm not sure. I think the format, I personally don't mind the format that much. I think it's good because you don't get burnt out as easily as if there was like some crazy format. But I think at least for the open portion of the tournament, like the 120 team bracket, I think if possible, it should be double elim, or maybe some sort of way where you can't just get upset like in the round of 8 or round of 16 or whatever for the open qualifier, because you only get 2 chances, 3 chances. So I think in an ideal world, maybe if it's going to be an open circuit, I think you should have more chances, I think, without getting upset, in my opinion.
Okay, so I just have a small question. Who do you think is the MVP of today's match? Like overall, all 3 matches, who was the MVP overall?
What do you think, Thomas? Who's MVP here?
I mean, I don't want to say myself or anything.
I
but
knew he was gonna say.
That's what I
was gonna
wanted,
say-
that's what
I was literally gonna say. I was
Probably
literally gonna say.
me.
I think it's Zoms too, actually.
Yeah.
Zom's with the Astro A-holds on split. It's just crazy, dude. It's
His
so-
C holds on Haven.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that. I'm actually insane. Huh?
There's 3Ks left and right.
We're just lucky to have you.
Yeah.
We're lucky.
Sorry if this has been asked. I had to step out real quick, but did the Jett Pick from Steel throw you guys off at all today?
They didn't throw us off. We're kind of making fun of it.
Yeah, we laughed at it.
It just
Yeah.
seemed like really left field. I think we used the word desperate.
Yeah, because I mean, them picking bind in the first place was a desperation pick. Like they kind of had to cheese that one on us first to like set the pace of the series. So I think it was like the Vision Strikers comp maybe or something like that. And I don't know, Steel likes buying the op a lot, and it doesn't seem like Austin does. So that's probably why.
And with that mic drop, we say thank you very much to Sentinels. We wish you all the best when you go to Berlin representing NA as the #1 seed. And congratulations. I'm sure we will see you again.
Thank you.
Take it easy, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you.
You too. Bye-bye.